Hey everybody, Cathy McLeish here with Alcoholism Unpacked. And today I want to ask, do you have a new sober person in your home? Do you have somebody that is trying to stop drinking, that has let you know that they're really trying to stop drinking, and it feels kind of like you're walking on eggshells? This is a really delicate time, both for the person that is stopping the drinking and the people that are in their life that have been waiting for this to happen. Because you know what happens sometimes? It doesn't feel that great. It feels so awkward and so uncomfortable. And I can even say I've been on both sides of that. I've been the person that has stopped drinking. I have been the person that has waited for that alcoholic to stop drinking. And I've also been the person that has been like, oh my God, just go take a drink. I'd rather deal with you when you were drinking now than when you were sober. And that sounds insane. Doesn't that sound insane? But sometimes the changes are so absurd that you're like, I just want the old way back. I thought I wanted this, but maybe I want the old way back. And some of the examples might be, my husband was absent for so long when he was drinking. He was like there, but not there. He wasn't parenting. He wasn't working with the finances. He wasn't going to kids' functions. And then all of a sudden he's awake from the dead. That's kind of what it feels like. And yes, I wanted him to get sober so badly. I wanted him to get sober, but I really wasn't ready for what was ahead. And at that point, I would say we need to invite a third party in, whether that's getting into some kind of program where you're with people that are walking the same walk as you, whether that is a family therapist, a therapist just for me personally, a coach, a mentor. In 12-step programs, they ask you to get a sponsor, but some third party that I can run through how I'm thinking, what I'm feeling before I necessarily just throw it out. Because sometimes I just added so much more chaos than needed to be added in those situations where we were trying to transition from ugly to semi-normal. So one of the examples was he woke up and he wanted to parent. He wanted to be in there 50% of the parenting. And I was like, in control for lack of any better explanation, I had control of the situation. And it was really hard for me to let go. And of course it was, because I had been trying to protect my family and my children, and I had been trying to make things as normal as possible in this crazy situation. So why wouldn't it be hard for me to give up the control that seemed to be the only thing that I could really do well at the time when I had a practicing alcoholic in my life to the extent that he was? So this was a transition that I really needed help with. And it was a transition where we came head to head, because it made perfect sense that the man would want to parent his own children. It made perfect sense that he would want to know the finances, be a part of the finances, make financial decisions, question the financial decisions I had been making. All of that seemed normal, but because it all happened so fast, like that waking up from the dead, I was not ready for it, and I resented it. It was like a part of me that was like, yes, I wanted you to do this all along, but I often wanted him to do it on my terms, in my time frame, the way that I wanted it to be done. And that was unfair. So we needed a third party. We needed someone else to be able to look at the situation, maybe from above, and say, did you ever think about it this way? Do you think you could handle it this way? How about you just take these steps today, and tomorrow we'll worry about this? How about you actually tell them how you're feeling? How about we talk about and write down how you are feeling so that you can get comfortable with what is going on inside you, so that you are able to share that with this person? It feels like we're walking on eggshells, and to an extent we are. We're inviting this stranger back into our life, and they want to be there. They want to be there because they feel good about what's going on in their sober life. They feel like they finally have something to offer. They feel like, I know for me, when I stopped drinking, I felt like I had a lot to make up for with my children, with finances. I needed to catch up. I was this person that was in their late 20s, And I was operating at the point that maybe a 20-year-old would be operating in life because I had been drinking since my mid-teens. And so there are a lot of dynamics going on. And without any help, they come head to head and they just blow up. And then the person who is trying to not drink one day at a time starts to get this crazy thinking again going that says, why? Why am I even trying? And the other person that is so uncomfortable with all of this new change might even be thinking that horrible thought that I mentioned at the beginning. Why don't you just go back and drink? Because I know how to deal with the other. I'm not sure how to deal with this. But the good news is those transitions do happen, and they can happen with help, with a support system, with some extra thinking, some extra insight and tools. And they will take us to a better place. And it doesn't take that long. We just have to kind of have some boundaries and some ground rules. And we have to be sharing really what is going on. Because the sober person wants to make things right. And with help, with direction, they can. And the person that has been waiting for that person to get sober, they want a new and different life for themselves, for that person, and especially if they have children involved. So don't lose heart. Just know that we can't always do it by ourselves. We don't know how to travel a path that we've never traveled before. And there's nothing the matter with that. The problem is when we don't seek help. We don't seek insight from somebody that has gone before us, and that is available. We just have to take the steps to find it. And those steps are a lot easier than going back to the old ways. Those steps are a lot easier than trying to maneuver this new path by ourselves with no tools. So don't lose heart. Take a step. Make a phone call, find a support system, find a mentor, a coach, a sponsor, somebody that can guide you through this new phase of life that is going to be very good as you make it one day at a time to the other side.